So what did y'all think? Isn't it fun when a girl from New York says y'all? That's about the only y'all I'll get from you tonight. Let's have them do it instead. She plays Cami Miller, Demi Moore. We've got lots of questions about his character, but I know you know him, Sam Elliott. He plays Angela Norris, Ali Larter. And finally, he plays Tommy Norris, Billy Bob Thornton. So first and most important question, who has the best Southern accent?
Well, I think our dialect coach is out in the audience. We can maybe
Jessica
ask
here?
her.
All right. Woo! The legend.
How hard is it to get the accent right?
This one for me was not as hard of an accent. It's a little bit more familiar. I'm from New Mexico, but I think it was hard in my own perfectionism of wanting to get it right. So I'm going to get a report after.
You were great.
There we go. And what does the rest of the audience think? How'd they do? So obviously the show is such a huge hit. What is it about the show that you think has made it such a success? Billy, why don't you start?
Oh,
I know. That's what you get for sitting next to me.
I know, right? Well, first of all, before we came out here, Ali didn't know where to put her candies. She didn't want to have them in her mouth.
Wait till you see what
She spit them in my hand.
This is
And
true love.
It is true love. It is. There
gonna
you
get
have it,
written into-
ladies and gentlemen. This is how close we are.
This is getting written into the show, you know.
Is it okay if I
What?
just put them down there
Please,
somewhere?
I thought you were going to give it to me. No, it's not okay if you give it to me, but you can tell on the table.
I mean, if it were really true love, I would eat them, but
Yeah.
who knows what she's got?
I hate to break it to you, but if she's got it, you've got it. I've watched the show.
Yeah. So what was the question? I'm sorry.
I think you just answered it. I think what's the secret of the success of the show? Clearly, chemistry has a lot to do with it, but beyond that.
Well, you know, Taylor writes shows that strike a nerve with people, and I think that over the last several years, people have started to come out of this sort of cloud of not being able to say what they think, you know, and Taylor writes characters who are unabashedly themselves. And I think it's just that you get to watch a show that, you know, raises the curtain on a business that isn't normally seen on television or in movies. And you get to see how these people who sort of circulate in that business react to each other, how they interrelate. And he just writes great dialogue and writes great characters, and they're all very well drawn. And I think the reason this specific show did well with international audiences as well as the U.S. is because most of Taylor's other shows are a thing. Yellowstone was predominantly a drama. Linus has a lot of action. And I think Landman has humor, drama, emotion, danger, absurdity. You know, it's got like all of it. So I think people kind of respond to a variety of different things sometimes. And I think this show has it. But I'm as dumb as a bag of hair. What do I know?
Ali, what about you? What do you think is the secret?
Well, I definitely think it's the different tones of the show. And I think that, you know, so many people connected with it from different generations, from different places. And I think that there is, you know, I didn't even know it was going to be like that until I saw some of the first season, because he's really sharp in the way that he switches from tone to tone. And I think that Taylor truly understands an audience's appetite, and he feels it when they want to go deep into a love story, or when it becomes too heavy in the violence. You have to, you know, cut it with humor. So I think that he's just brilliant at that. I also think that, you know, our show has a lot of heart, and you can kind of feel it. We have an amazing time working on it. We love our crew. The cast is really close, and it's just like that special little kind of magic fairy dust that went on top of it. And I think that audiences can feel that.
Sam, what about for you? Were you a fan of the show before you joined it? I would assume so.
Yeah, when Taylor told me that he had something in mind for me, he said, "I'm going to put your ass back to work." Then when I started really tuning in. I'd watched the first couple of episodes, excuse me, then I went back and started over again and watched it all. And, I think the secret is not only, pardon me, is not only Taylor's work, but it's the people that he's brought to it. And I'm going to exclude myself from that comment because I'm late to the party, very late. I have yet to see any of it that I've been involved with. But I've watched it all unfold, the second season, and it's just, Taylor's one thing. Taylor writes brilliant stuff that actors just love to say. And he creates these characters that actors get to bring to life. And I think a lot of people, I should have candy.
We have some candy. Would you like some?
Is it?
We
I
can
spit
share.
my candy in Sam's mouth.
I don't know. I think it'll help. It's just such a gift to be part of this, for me personally. And I think that it's like the same reasons that it's a gift to me, it's a gift to the world, or it's a gift to the audience. It's Taylor's work. It's the cast. It's this incredible crew we have behind us. And we get to tell these tales that people either want to be part of or want to identify with or just want to be entertained by. I think it's pretty simple. It's just done at such a high level, I think, is why people respond to it. I mean, there's opportunities are given to people here that they don't come along very often. Billy Bob's been incredible in everything he's done for a long, long time. Most everything.
You didn't like Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town, Sam?
To me, what about for you? We got to see a little bit of you in season 1. We're going to see a lot more in season 2. What do you think is the secret sauce?
Really, they've already articulated it so well. I really agree with everything of how they've framed what I think those points are. There's just a particular alchemy that has come together. I think, it's a very interesting experience with Taylor. I think for all of us, this isn't like a normal presentation of being sent a script and saying, would you like to do this? You fly to Fort Worth, you meet him, he tells you his idea and says, do you trust me? And I think that there is something in the magic of saying, I'm going to go on this ride. And when you show up, you don't know where it's going, but you're ready just to be there and be present. And I think, I can only just, echo everything they said, that he touches on that incredible balance of humor, heart, and there is at the same time a depth that he's bringing forward and sharing a world that is, as Billy was saying, very unfamiliar to most of us without it being politicized. And I think at the end of the day, it's just fucking good entertainment. I mean, really, let's just get to it.
I have to say, I watched a lot of television, occupational hazard, not complaining, it's fine. But the lines, the dialogue, the writing is so good. It really just stands apart. I'm curious for you as actors, do you have favorite lines or favorite moments that really stand out for you, for your characters, or for each other, for something else that you remember that someone else got to say or do?
Well, I have to say, I really enjoyed saying, enjoy your lunch. I paid for it with your fucking money.
Pretty good.
I got to watch that.
That and handing my purse over to you. I thought there.
And watching him hold it, that was pretty great.
You held it the whole time. Yeah. I think between the two of them, I think it's every line. It's like you could probably more easily pick out the ones that aren't like of a peak level. I mean, I had the privilege of just watching the 3 episodes just the other night. And it's hilarious. Between the two of you, it's fantastic. The dialogue is so smart, so clever. It's not something you see all the time, I'll tell you that.
Exactly. I mean, that was the point I was just trying to make, is that the writing is so good. I think that's what lets your characters develop so much. So compared to from season 1 to season 2, can you reveal a little bit more about where your characters are going based on what we've seen in season 1? What do you want to see come for your characters in season 2?
Yeah, I think that in the first episode, it kind of shows you a bit of where the season is going in the way that it digs into the family. I think this is an incredibly heartwarming season, and it's like packed with deep emotion, a ton of humor always. And I think that when you think about Angela and her relationship with Tommy, it's always so high stakes. They're going through something that's so intense, and it's just because she wants to get to the makeup. And at this point, she has to figure out who they are as a real couple and dig into the weeds of what it's really like to be in a relationship, and to have a daughter who's leaving for school, where Angela's found her whole identity by being her mother, and how painful that is for her. So I think that for Angela and for where I'm coming from, the season just really digs into the family unit, and you see how much her worth is to the family, because she asks Tommy to step up and be like a better man in certain situations with his family. And so we dig in there. We dig in this year, and I think that there's some beautiful moments.
Billy Bob, what about for Tommy? He's the president of the company now, but that doesn't mean his life's going to get any easier, does it?
No. Uh, well, I mean, the job of a landman is hard enough already. And so you have the weight of the world on your shoulders just at work. Then all of a sudden you're told that you're going to become the president of the company when you don't know anything about being a guy who wears suits and things. I think Tommy is a reluctant president, because he can't give up being a landman. That's what's in his blood. Well, and you top that off with this very eclectic and strange family. It's a 24-hour-a-day job. So it's not like he gets home from work and just kicks his shoes off, gets back in the easy chair, and watches a football game. It's 24 hours a day. There's something coming at him. And actually, I mean, if you want to talk about real life, when they call cut and it's the end of the day, it's the martini, see you guys later, our relationship doesn't change a hell of a lot. Um, she literally says to me things like, "Hey, babe, we're going to dinner tonight. Michelle's coming, Sam's coming, Demi's coming, Andy's coming. We are not going to that dump out there by your house. If you take me there one more time, I'm going to kill you. We're going to go someplace where I can have champagne and caviar. I am not going to this redneck joint you take me to all the time." So, am I lying?
You are not lying. Although I do like a redneck joint too, just every once in a while. You got to get him to step it up.
But is there any table flipping involved?
No, there's no tail flicking, but it's true because we all do hang out after, and we like to have a great time. You can kind of feel it. It kind of bleeds into the show.
My dinners are way less expensive at my place.
Demi, what can you tell us about Cami, and what more are we going to see from her in season 2?
I think obviously, really kicks off with the depth of her grieving at the same time of having to step in to a world that she's only had a peripheral experience with. And I think that it's that situation where all is not what it seems, and essentially the fallout of what that means, and really the stakes that are there. And I don't know if it's in this episode that they saw, but it's a rare thing when somebody has a partner like what is set up between Cami and Monty. And when you lose that partner, it's like losing that piece of yourself and having to reestablish who you are, what you're doing. And in this case with Cami, it's wanting to make sure that she's leaving something of Monty so that he's never forgotten. And so but there's a fair amount of calamity that is thrown at Cami's way, but there at the same time a lot of grief. It was not the lightest season for me.
Yeah.
But I also love how she's a woman not to be underestimated.
I mean, I think that is a big part of kind of the journey for Cami in this season is, yeah, kind of being seen as just the wife and you know what it means to step up and keep yourself and your family together.
Speaking of family, we've got Sam joining the cast this season. I think I'm not sure, it was teased a little bit, but I think from the trailer we know that you're playing Billy Bob's Tommy's father. What can you tell us a little bit more about that? And hope I
Very
don't get
little. This guy is a troubled man. And he's troubled for a number of reasons. One is how much he failed his son, I think. I'm sure. Particularly after having done season 2. Because I got a lot of what I did in the show from Billy. In the work, in the scenes that I'd done with him. But beyond that, he lost a child. Billy lost a sister at like 2. It destroyed the mother. And my character spent his life waiting for the mother to come around. And she never did. And that's who died in that first scene. When the guy kneels down to him at the wheelchair and says, she's gone. So that kind of begins the whole thing. But I don't think I've ever done anything where every scene I did, it was like, ugh. Feeling shitty for one reason or another. It got lighter as things went on. And I'm hoping that it's going to continue to get lighter as things go.
Taylor does a pretty good job of balancing the light and the dark. But Billy, what was it like for you to work with Sam again?
Well, Sam's one of my heroes, and I came up in this business wanting to be like Sam, and I had 3 guys that I watched from at least who were still around when I started doing this, and Sam and Robert Duvall and Gene Hackman, and I thought if I could be like those guys, because what I respected about them is the fact that when they're in scenes, they're just completely authentic, and that's sort of. So Sam was a mentor of mine before we ever met, and we met in the late '80s, and then we did 2 things together over the years, but we had 2 scenes in each thing. So to be able to go out there every day, on a day-to-day basis and be with this guy who I call Pop, it's awesome. I mean, I couldn't be happier with this entire cast, actually. It's, this cast is actually, you're supposed to say on talk shows, we're like a family, and what was it like working with so-and-so? Oh, God, it was amazing, and sometimes you feel your own arm twisting itself behind your back. But honest to God, I mean, it sounds, trite to say, but this cast and crew, it really has become an actual family, and we're all very close. A lot of us have known each other for years, and to be able to come together in this and be with Sam and Demi and Ali and I didn't know each other before this, and we went so quickly from not knowing each other over about 2.5 years to knowing each other completely. That I feel like I've known her for 25, 30 years, so it's all awesome. I mean, I can't even, like I said, I'm as dumb as a bag of hair.
Hardly. I don't believe that for a second. All right. I can talk to them forever, but I also want to give you all a chance to ask some questions too. So if you'll raise your hands, I will do my best to call on you or repeat questions.
Did you practice throwing the dishes?
All right.
Oh my
So
gosh.
The question is, did she practice throwing the dishes?
I was, first of all, when I read that in the first episode, I couldn't believe there was like a 13-page scene around the dinner. And I was like, how am I going to tackle this? How do we even start? But, we kind of walked our way in and somehow got to the place where it became a rational thing in Angela's mind to start breaking those plates. And it was really fun and really ballsy, and she does whatever the fuck she wants.
And that's why we love her. How many takes did you go through on that one?
I mean, maybe 2 or 3, not that many.
I was injured. See, breakaway dishes are real.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, they're not much different than a regular plate.
Next question.
Silly Fox, your monologues are so long. How do you memorize those monologues?
This is going to sound like I'm trying to be cute. It's really the truth. I grew up as with severe obsessive compulsive disorder and dyslexia and anxiety disorder, and I'm on the sort of edge of the spectrum. That being said, sometimes when things that most people consider hindrances or afflictions actually help you in other areas of your life. I can always have been able to look at a page and I can tell you what it says. I don't read left to right like a normal person. I see things in chunks. And I can actually look at a paragraph and say, yeah, so the guy just divorced his wife and now he's got this supermarket and it's going to go, seriously. A photographic memory in that sense. And once again, dumb as a what? Bag of hair. But I can memorize things. I've always been able to. I don't know how. I have no explanation for it other than I guess somehow in the cobweb of this weird world up in here, I just am able to do that. It helps if the writing is good and you know what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what it means, it makes it more difficult. All these people up here will tell you, I read a script once and never look at it again until the morning we're about to do it.
It's absolutely amazing. It's incredible.
Do you think that Taylor writes to you knowing that you have that skill, or has that relationship developed over the course of the show?
Oh, absolutely. He tortures me. I mean, every time I see, I said to Taylor this season, actually, after the first 2 or 3 episodes, you remember this, and I went to Taylor and I said, dude, where's all my big monologues and stuff? And he goes, oh, trust me, it's coming. And then when I finally saw it, I called him up and I said, what are you doing? Trying to kill me? And so, yeah, he gets around to it. But, yeah, I'm not afraid of that. Honestly, it's easier for me to do a monologue than to have a 5-page scene where I have 1 line per page, because everybody's talking and you have to really stay focused and everything. And then when it gets your turn, you start listening to people. I listened to them talk to that table scene at one point we did, and I get into it, I'm start listening to them. I think I'm in real life here. I'm like, wow, really? I didn't realize you were going to do that and whatever. And then everybody's waiting on me, and then I become aware that it's my turn and I'm like, oh, sorry, cut, so I'm actually way better on my own talking about windmills than I am listening to other people. Yeah.
What is the most challenging scene that you guys shoot?
Taylor wrote an episode that's like farce, slapstick. I mean, dig into it. Dig in.
Well,
For this coming season?
Yes.
Yes. When Ali and I first read this scene, we go, are you kidding me? And somehow, and I think it's because of our, relationship, the way, the ease that we work with each other. Somehow, I don't know how, this scene seemed real and funny and sweet and dangerous and all these things. And when we first read it, we were like, we can't do this.
No, because it just felt like, how far can we jump, in the show? But I think that the way that we work together, that you can kind of put these characters in any world or any situation at this point, and we kind of know where we would land, we'd land on our feet. So we ended up just kind of diving in. But I think that's definitely the hardest scene.
That was the hardest scene, but let
I
me tell
mean-
you, we love it now. And so Taylor
Well, we
usually,
haven't seen it, so I don't know if we love it.
well, I loved it on the day, but it was a scene that once we realized what he was doing with
Yeah.
it, he actually was doing farce, and once we embraced that, it actually worked out really wonderfully. And I think it wasn't a difficult scene to do. It was a difficult scene when we read it, trying to figure out how we were going to do it. But once we did it, it actually kind of went like butter.
Yeah.
And,
wait to see
and to just add in, one of the great things that we had the privilege this season is we had one director who we had the continuity of having one director really carrying us all the way through. So when we did have those moments like our, scene at the Cattlemen's Club that was like a little bit challenging, we had an excellent anchor point that was also really keeping the scope of the overall vision
Sure.
and really helping to anchor us.
Yeah, Sir Alfred Hitchcock.
Stephen K.
Stephen K.
Close.
Sam, what about for you? Did you have a challenging scene you wanted to call out?
I think a scene where it's like this guy started, he was in a weakened condition, right? And he fell in the swimming pool at the house and then couldn't get out because he's got a bum leg and a bum knee and so he sat in there for who knows how long and ended up calling his son when he saw his son walk out onto the patio, and son says, "What are you doing in the pool, Pop?" And he says, I fell in. Help me get out of here." And he said, "Well, just get up, walk out." And I said, I can't get up." And then he sits down on the side of the pool, and we have this, this talk. And at that point, this took hours to do this thing. And unlike Billy Bob, I don't have one of those memories that, And there was one speech at the end of this thing that just kept killing me. And I was telling this story about a guy back at the house, back where I was in the assisted living place, that just lays there drooling on himself and staring at the wall all day, and how lucky I thought he was because he was smiling. He seemed happy, and it really just killed me. And I was weeping and fucking, I was a mess, By the time Billy got me out, finally, I was like, I was shaking and it was like from it cold, But that was a challenge. But boy, it was sure fun.
Yeah, it was. And I don't know if they told you this or not, but we're going to do that scene for you right now.
The question was there any scene that
Yeah.
got cut that you would like to have seen?
His writing is very specific. There's no writer's room. So what Taylor writes, you shoot, and that's usually what ends up on screen. Like the edit of before we even start shooting it, he has a pretty good idea. So we can go in and, Billy will do some improv. We'll start and end scenes differently. If something happens, we run with it. But it's a very controlled show in that way. And so, I personally, I've had nothing cut or even edited.
But we also haven't, we too haven't seen everything yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to be surprised along with you.
Yeah.
You started off in television and General Hospital. What made you want to come back?
Television has really changed. I think in life we need to keep trying to do things that push us out of our comfort zone, try new things, keep learning. And this was a very, different format for me. I've never, had an opportunity to do this, but in particular, it was really to step into Taylor's world. I mean, the again, not to, hammer on, like the writing is just so good, the production value. And the beautiful thing today is, there used to be a real separation between TV and film, and now it's, really blended in a beautiful way. And it's and for me, I really wanted that opportunity to, have a character that develops over time. And, when you do a film, you really have just, at most a 2 hour window. And this is just a very different, process and experience. That I really wanted, and feel so much gratitude that I have this opportunity to be part of.
Right. All right. So I'm going to leave you with one last question. Give me one word to describe the rest of the season. You can have two if you. I'm feeling generous. Or
How do you
just
find-
One word?
or 2 words, 3 words.
Chaos.
Like exciting.
Chaos.
Uh,
Chaos.
Two people are leaving. That's all I've got on my mind. I can't. I
They-
can't get my
I know.
mind off of it. I get really distracted by rejection.
They didn't like my question either.
I mean, I'm an insecure mess.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder what they're thinking. I'm going to go find them. I'm not going to ask
We've
them.
got mints for them.
But no. One word for the season?
Or-
Rejection. No, I mean, in the famous words of Butthead, it's cool.
Well said. Ali,
I mean, I don't know, explosive, fierce. I'll go in that direction.
Sam.
It's a gift.
Oh, see?
You're so sweet. How
I
sweet is
know.
he?
To me?
It really is hard for me to really sum it up in one word. I think it's riveting.
Oh, good.
That's what I think.
Good
I
word.
think
Hey,
it's
good
riveting.
words. All right. Thank you all so
All
much
right,
for
thank
coming.
you
Thank you
to all
so
of you.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank you.